What is up, guys? Today we will be installing the R34 GTT trans inside of the R33 Skyline. This is a GTST 25T, and as you saw in the last video, I blew the heck out of the transmission. Also, go look in the description of that video, or there'll be a screen with the winners of all the stickers. There's our new transmission. I got the clutch and stuff over here. This is kind of like day one of the mods too, because I still have to remake an entire exhaust, do some intercooler piping mods. My system back here, this is ugly because I've been pushing the car around for 2 months and my battery's dead, but these guys snapped off, so gotta fix that. But the RCA cables run all the way inside the car and they're not fun to do. But first things first, I need a trans in the car so I can mock up the exhaust. Also got a bunch of stuff here to make a catch can system for this car with a bunch of 10A and stuff. I say let's just get to it. There's no better time than the present. Let's do it. First thing is first, I gotta get this Optima battery charging. This is Old Faithful. She's been in my Skyline the entire time I owned it. I love Optima red top batteries, but we gotta trickle charge this baby up. So I got her on 2 amp float. We're gonna get that thing going. So you know you did it right when your slave cylinder with a chunk of transmission is just dangling under the car. But alright, so the plan here is to basically do the fastest transmission pull of all time. I'm gonna go ahead and take the exhaust off because I'm remaking this. I got something to fix that's gonna look really pretty. This weird loop. This was not as bad before, it's just that the downpipe has such a crease in it that it's flexing it. Super weird, so we're undoing all that, taking out the O2. I'm gonna unbolt it from the turbo, set it on a jack stand, probably get it out. Drive shaft shifter, and then like I said in the last video, the only thing holding this guy in is the trans member, cross member. So after I do those two things, I'm just gonna unbolt the member and the shifter, get this thing out. This is gonna be really fast. I'll tell you, that right there is just screwed up like a soup sandwich, buddy. But somehow the splines look okay. I realistically probably could have got away with it doing God. Still wouldn't have been good. I probably got away with it. Alright guys, so got the transmission off as you've seen. Reason I was like, oh no, that's not good in the last clip was because I found out that the nose was broke off of that plate right there. I'll kind of reiterate on that and show you more in a minute, but I did go get one from a homie, so that's good. But this is really exactly how it came off of there. Pressure plate's just destroyed. Throwout bearing is all screwed up. I mean, the whole thing was a bad deal. I'm gonna get all those pieces unbolted, get ready to swap the clutch over. I need to check on the starter. It did damage the starter. If I can TIG weld the starter and strengthen it enough to get me by till I get my new one, that's what I'm gonna do. So now I'm gonna get this thing down. I gotta repair the wiring harness, gotta repair some more wires up there. And then new clutch and flywheel, throw this bad boy on there. Or the bad boy that's chilling over there. Get the new one on there. Here is the flywheel. Gonna be kind of hard to see. There it is. Sorry if you hear the wind from my air conditioner. All those chunks need to come off. I almost have the flywheel off, and then it cut my igniter harness right up in here. I gotta fix that. That shouldn't be too bad. Alright guys, so I'm about to take left flywheel off. If I can get it off. Alright. That's good. The block looks perfectly fine. Alright guys, so we got the beat up plate out. Engine right there. Engine is all good. Repaired the wiring harness for the coil packs. Still kind of all out. Here is our transmission. So yeah, That's what happens, boys, when you put down that power. I need to fix that one still. And as badly as I want to put this thing in, like tonight, I really shouldn't because of this. So you see that? Not good. See how it's all bent? So that's why I really don't want to put it in tonight. Same thing that we got going on there. It's got a bit of a curve to it. Here's the starter. This piece right here broke off. I don't have one of these guys. I'm gonna have to try to repair this. I mean, which I'm not worried, it's a starter. Took a good chunk out right here too. What is going on, guys? It's the next day. I did go get some new bell housing bolts. If anybody's wondering, the RB bell housing bolt is an M12 by 1.50 thread. Those are 60 millimeters long, but because I am using them for the bell housing, did get the cover straightened back out as well as put back on. Got a new pilot bushing in there. Got a new pilot bushing in there. Got to repair the harness. Got to disconnect it off the side of that trans and repair that harness now. I'm gonna do that and then get the clutch mounted and then get this trans up in there because I need to start building the exhaust. I did get a new chase base slave cylinder line, so I was able to delete this guy, as well as this is the line coming from the clutch master. I'm gonna disconnect it also and then just run my new line later. Honestly, I can probably just leave this right here for now. Go ahead and put the clutch on and then the transmission. That way we're making progress. Alright guys, so I am disassembling our new clutch just because you do want to clean this thing before you assemble it. Vinyl on the car, as the manual says. So I'm going to clean this surface and brake cleaner. Just get that guy nice and clean. Alright guys, so we have got to convert this front cover in this guy. This is a pull style clutch, so the slave is mounted behind the arm, which would make it go to pull the clutch to release the pressure plate and clutch. We need it to be a pull like that, so the slave needs to be mounted over here, which is fine. They give us room, like the actual like holes to drill and tap them, so we got to do that. But in order, we need to swap that front cover out because we need a knuckleball. We don't need this thing. And I got one off of an R32 GTR. So take all these off. It's probably going to try to leak fluid. I'll probably do the swap real quick. Got a new gasket I got to grab, and we'll get her all bolted up. Alright guys, sorry about the air conditioner, but I did get that guy swapped over. Just the front cover off an R32 GTR that is a push style with a knuckleball. I'm going to use an SR20 clutch fork. I'll tap those bolts and I'll show you guys along the way.
Alright guys, all we have left to finish up the swap for the trans is the slave hose coming from the master. We need to run the chase bay line, plug in the transmission. Also have to put on the drive shaft and the shifter up there, which is held in with a snap ring. So we're gonna have to pull that old one out of that car. I believe I can do everything from the top though, shifter wise, so I'm not too worried about it. Drive shaft, obviously. Need to check the fluid in it. I do believe that it is pretty full. You can kind of see that there is some fluid coming out the tail shaft. Could have been from lifting it, but I bet you whenever I pulled that plug out, there was a lot of fluid. When I took the front bolts out of the cover, there's a lot of fluid. Also need to put in the rest of the bell housing bolts. Put the bolt in the steering column. Oh, and then I had to drop the engine some, so I went ahead and took the turbo off. Looking forward to having this thing like freaking done. So ready for that. Other than that though, I'm super pleased with the car, man. I just love this freaking car so much, it's ridiculous. This car is bomb. So let's get this other stuff done. See what today holds. So if you guys didn't know, my starter is pretty shot from this whole deal. This guy, I pulled out of that RB25 powered S13 coupe, or hatch. I think it was a hatch. Well, this thing has just been sitting, I guess, in my garage, and I didn't think it was an RB starter because obviously it looks way different. But the bolt pattern is the same, and I'm like, what the hell? The length is pretty much the same right there. It's a little different, a little shorter. This is definitely a little heavier. Well, come to find out, this is the forklift starter that people put on RBs. So I can put this number in the description. It's for the forklifts. It's like an older forklift. They usually have to order them from Napa, I believe. But somebody already did this on that other car, and I thought for the longest time that I just had an extra SR20 starter. I totally forgot about the RB starter, but the SR starters don't have this sticking out. I think it's just flat, so this is kind of cool. Hopefully I have enough room to get it in there. I don't see why I wouldn't. Let's get this guy bolted up and then continue on. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching the part 1 of this video. We're gonna move on to part 2, where now that all the trans stuff is done other than the shifter, but I can knock that out inside the car. I just need to top it off on fluid, put engine oil in this thing. Now I'm gonna work on the exhaust side, so the next video is gonna be fixing that downpipe, and if I have enough argon, try to change the exhaust up a little bit better with the carbon piece back there, and have a cleaner setup, clean up some vacuum lines, and we'll see how it goes. Just glad that we're moving forward. I'm really glad that everything was a nice clean install on this transmission. I recommend that you get this trans if you need to. You can see pushing or making it a push conversion wasn't too bad. I really hope that I have no issues with that. I need to get the fluids and stuff. Other than that, we're good to go. Thank you so much for watching again. Please subscribe, like, and comment, blah, blah, blah. You guys are doing great. Thank you for all the subscribers that I've gained recently. That's awesome. The last video just did phenomenal. Try to have this one up quick. I appreciate you. Look out for part 2.